This is Pastor Joel Martinez. I'm happy you're here today at my first podcast. Listen, I really, really hope that you're going to enjoy what we're going to do. This podcast really aimed for people who have some type of curiosity in what it is to be in the mind of a leader. We're going to be speaking about different topics like leadership, organization skills, and various topics around that nature to kind of help us understand what are the qualities, the steps, right, and ideas that we could all use on an everyday basis um, to be effective leaders. We will invite different leaders, from different capacities, such as worship leaders, pastors, business owners, entrepreneurs, freelancers, even politicians will be here on this platform. So, but this is only going to be possible with your support and help. So, if you don't mind sharing this content, liking this content, subscribing to this channel, it will be a great help. But without further ado, today's first topic is going to be effective leadership. Effective leadership. What is required in effective leadership? Number one, an effective leader knows how to lead himself or herself. Effective leaders know how to manage themselves, know how to deal with themselves, know how to handle themselves in time of crisis. You can't lead others if you're having a hard time working with yourself. And when I'm talking about yourself, I'm not even talking about you and your spouse if you're married, or you and your girlfriend if you're in a relationship, or boyfriend if you're in a relationship. I'm referring more to yourself, internally you. If Because leaders, what makes an effective leader is someone who knows how to handle situations in time of crisis, knows how to solve issues or problems, right? So, what makes you very attractive, what makes you a effective leader, is how people view you when you handle your own situations, how people view you when you are in the midst of your own problems and in your own situations, right? So, being effective is not so much of what you could do for others, but what you can do for yourself first. Understand? So that's the first part of being an effective leader. Many may want to argue this point, but I believe it's a very essential point to be an effective leader. Listen, we all have struggles. We all have issues we deal with on a day-to-day basis. If you're a business owner, you know what are the struggles on getting, your sales up, or how to deal with customers on a daily basis. But none of it is going to be important if you're all over the place emotionally, right? If you're always upset, if you're angry, if you're bringing your personal life into your business space or your workspace or your ministry, none of it's going to matter if you're all over the place. Even the people that are working with you, your team, you're going to discourage them if they see that you're sad, if you're angry, upset, and you're battling yourself. If you're battling yourself in front of everyone, that's just horrible. So, getting a hold of yourself is very important. Learning how to lead yourself. I will call it self management, we'll say, right? And how to tone it down when you're going through a lot of stress. Number two, an effective leader is a good influencer. You need to learn how to influence. If you don't have any influence, then chances are that your leadership is not as effective as you would want to be. People going People would want to follow you. They want to follow you. You want to influence people into doing things without sometimes even asking them to do things. One of the things that an effective leader has is that a lot of people notice how he manages things or how he deals with things, how he has a control of certain aspects of the business or the organization, and they're gonna want to imitate what the leader is doing or how the leader manages certain aspect. So sometimes the simple fact of wanting to tell people what to do or wanting to obligate people to do certain things is not always the effective method. Now, One thing about influence is that influence will really get people to rally behind you. Even I'm not saying to do this, but even when you want to do the wrong things or something that's evil or bad or I don't know, out of its place, right? If you have enough influence, then hey, you will get people to want to follow you. I guess the whole point here is to obviously to use your influence to do positive things, right? To do positive things in your community, your organization, and for those who are around you. So influence is very, 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 very effective when it comes to your leadership. Number three, management. Management is important because you need to learn as a leader how to be organized, right? You need to learn how to be organized. And part of managing or having effective management is to prioritize what are the most important things, right? Number one, if you run medical, let's just say, for example, if you run a medical office, you're not going to be too attentive in how the floors are mopped over a patient that's coming in with a fever or a headache. You need to prioritize at the moment what is actually more important and then focused on that. So management is very important. You don't want to focus too much on your, let's just say, I'm sorry for the background noise. This studio is actually, this space is actually right across the street from a police department and in a hospital. So occasionally we are going to hear some things here and there, but don't let that distract you. But back to management, you need to prioritize what is more important as a owner or a leader of a department or a manager, you don't want to focus too much on your finances if you're not producing clientele. If you're not generating money, then there's nothing to, look over in your finances, right? Although there are things that I do believe that a effective leader has is that they foresee things ahead of time. So if you know that you're gonna run a company that's gonna generate money, then you want to have your finances in order, right? Make sure you have your finances in order. If you require an accountant, most cases we do. Make sure that you have an accountant in place. Make sure you have a treasurer. Things are going to be beneficial once you do generate money, but don't make the one thing your focus. If it's, let's just say, your finances a focus, if you're not doing anything that's gonna make clients walk in the door, right? So that is very, very important. Another quality that a leader has is that a leader knows how to communicate. You need to learn how to communicate. Communication is key. If the team or the people that are following you does not understand what are you saying, the chances are they can't do it. You have to be an effective communicator. Talk your plan out. Do not assume that people know what is it that you're trying to do. Do not assume that your employees should know what it is that they have to do. An effective leader, even if you're not the type of person that always going to repeat themselves, but you at least knew that you had to communicate once. At least try to communicate once. Hey, listen, this is how things should be ran. This is, how you should organize yourself, and this is how I want this particular department to operate. Communicate clearly. Make sure that the person you are communicating to understands what is the task, understand what it is that they need to do. Communication is key. Another part of communication besides talking is listening. An effective leader knows how to listen. You will not know what are the needs of your company, of your organization, if you do not listen to the needs of it. Okay? If your employees are coming to you and say, listen, I want to run a particular department, we believe that there is a lack of attention in this particular area of our business, and I want to step up and take charge of this. Now, if you know that this person is capable, if you know this person has the ability, and you see the need in that area, then as a leader, now you're aware because you listened. Okay, so and that's another part of this. I would like to interject. Um, part of your leadership is to know what are the areas that are lacking in your organization, right? You need to be hands-on. Listen, you can't always be there, especially for those who run major businesses. You can't always be there. You can't always micromanage every single part of your business or ministry, because you're only one person, and chances are you are either traveling or you have family to attend, or there's other things you need to attend to, so you can't always micromanage one area of your business. This is why we delegate, which is our next step. A good leader knows how to delegate, and in order to delegate different positions, you will have to identify who are capable, prepared, and able to take over that particular department. As of right now, I'm a pastor. I'm also a contractor. I run a contracting business. In either or, I have to identify the people who are able and are prepared, right? And sometimes even qualified. Although I'll give you an advice, not everybody who's qualified to do something are effective in running a particular department or area in your business. Because there are people out there that have degrees, that are, study years of college, but they're not committed. They're not committed. They can't pay attention. They're egocentric, and these are the type of people that would cause issues in your business on the long run. So I would rather, me personally, choose someone who I see have the ability, the capability, potential, but above all, the commitment, right? Good behavior to be able to manage a particular area of your business. All right. So, and then when it comes to those who are running a church and ministry, I believe prayer, and even listen, and even those who are out of church, prayer helps a lot. Prayer helps a lot. If when you leave things in God's hands and you know He has called you to take over or do something, pray on it. Before you make any decisions, pray on it. If you have a new project, pray on it. If you have an idea that you would like to pursue, pray on it. And even when things are like beginning to decline in your business, even pray on that. Don't make drastic decisions based on your emotions. That will hurt your business even more. I believe that aside from having a plan, you need to be prayerful and ask God, listen, what is it you want me to do? What is it? How is it you want me to manage these things? All right. But then moving on from prayer, don't just stay stuck on prayer. Because a lot of people pray a lot and pray and pray and pray, which is good, but you need to take some form of action. Sometimes the answer is right in front of you. Sometimes the signs is right in front of you. Sometimes the obvious is right in front of you. So you want to deal with those things first before moving ahead to the following task. I hope this video was beneficial for you. I hope this will help in one way or another, and being more productive as a leader. All right. For more videos and more content like this, listen, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll make sure I'll try my best, my very, very best, to give you the best of my knowledge and even bring those who I believe will be a blessing to you or beneficial to you in your business or in your ministry or even in your life. Amen. So stay tuned next week. We're going to have a special guest. We are going to speak with a musician who has a powerful testimony. And you're not going to miss this. Until next week, Pastor Joel.